What are the habits that drive a charter boat captain crazy by his customers? You know, we love our customers, Professor.
We love every one of them.
We love our customers. But there are some funny things that we see and some things that can just, drive you a little bit crazy. And if you're a charter boat captain, you can appreciate this. If you've been thinking about going on a charter, maybe you'll see this here and say, oh, that does make sense. All right, so Professor, what's number one thing that can drive you crazy?
My number one and biggest thing that drives me nuts. And not a lot of things drive me nuts. I'm pretty laid back.
You are laid back. You're patient. You're great with customers.
But this thing drives me crazy. 2 weeks prior to the trip, I get a text or a phone call. What's the weather looking like for our trip 2 weeks from now? And
why is that so unrealistic? The people that don't understand, because they're looking at a 10-day forecast and they're saying, 10 days from now, why is that so unrealistic?
Because there's no way that you can predict what the weather is going to be 5 to 14 days out. You know what I mean? There's just, even if you get on your weather app and you do all this study, and it's going to change 5 times.
That's right.
Before then anyway. So I guess I tell them all, fingers crossed. Weather's looking good so far. Fingers crossed. That's what I tell them. You know what I mean? But, and then a lot of times I'll follow it up, with, and don't get me wrong, it gets my goat, but I'll follow it up. Well, are you flexible? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We've got a couple open days in that week, or you're going to be here for the whole week. Are you flexible? Can you go, 2 days before, 2 days after, whatever.
Especially as you get closer. Yeah. If we're like 4 or 5 days out and it looks pretty obvious that it's going to be bad weather window, then you say, hey, what are your options there?
That's right.
But, before that, it just doesn't make any sense. You can't do it. All right. So that was number one, which is the weather and just the weather windows in general, and trying to be a meteorologist when you're not.
I don't know everybody's excited about their trip coming up. But there's just no way I can tell.
Yeah, it's tough. All right, number two thing that drives you crazy as a charter captain, what would you say, Professor?
I would say probably getting on the boat hungover. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I don't care that anybody parties. I used to party a lot myself, but
not the best idea.
It is not
when you're going offshore.
No, because a lot of days when it's rough, you're hungover and you're already feeling a little bit queasy, and then you throw that hungoverness in there, and then a slight bit of seasickness. It's not good.
Makes for a brutal day for you.
Day,
and then you become the butt of all jokes with your buddies. And
you sleep all day. People pay a lot of money to do this.
You want them to enjoy it.
You want them to enjoy it, and why are you going to sleep the day away?
Well, as it is, physiologically speaking, you're getting up really early as it is.
Yeah.
And so already you're putting almost like a strain on your body because it's doing something it's not used to doing. You're going offshore, and then if you throw on top of that a hangover, really tough. All right, so that's a good one for number two. Number three, let's talk about the cooler situation, Professor, because this is one of them things that you can see some funny things sometimes in terms of what people bring on the boat.
Yeah, I would say bringing an excess amount of coolers. You know what I mean?
What is excessive? Help us understand. Or what's the best practice?
The best practice is to pack, like your group, to pack in one cooler together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
One good sized cooler, put it not super, super long, but like one good sized cooler that everybody shares. Because we've seen folks before have 5 medium sized coolers.
Yeah.
And then that's not the most efficient
It is not.
way to do it.
Stuff sitting around everywhere. And I've had people where they brought a 48-quart cooler for themselves, and then they've got like another backpack, and then they've got a bag full of stuff, and it's just like, I go in the tower. It's not in my way all day.
Right,
you know what I mean? But it's in their way.
Right.
And then you see a big old bunch of bananas in one of the bags. You know what I mean? You got to make them leave them at the dock before you go, because I don't know. Bananas are bad luck on the boat.
Don't bring a banana on the boat, y'all. Yeah. All right, so number three was, let's not have too much stuff that we're bringing on the boat. You gotta get your stuff, but try to be efficient if you can. All right, try to be efficient if you can. All right, number four thing that could drive a charter boat captain crazy. I know one thing that you told me, Professor, and we've seen this when someone is reeling a fish in, sometimes their mind does crazy things.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
The two-hand cranky.
Two-hand
Yeah,
cranky.
the one arm will get tired, and they'll get somebody to hold the rod for them while they're cranking with two hands, like this. Well, it's all good and well. I understand it. I get it. But what you don't realize on these conventional reels like this, when you're doing that and you make that downstroke, that drag lever is right there, and it hits. And when you make that downstroke, you're free spooling it. So
Not good.
I can't
And
tell you
so
how many times.
when you free spool, for those that don't understand why that's so bad and what that means, explain that.
Well, you take all the pressure of the line off the fish, and it's very critical while you're fighting these fish that you keep constant pressure on them, because that's what keeps the hook set.
Yes.
All of a sudden, your line goes slack, you let it go slack, fish is gone.
It is so funny how it is so many people, they just, when they're in that fighting chair, they don't have a lot of experience, they get tired, they go to the two-hand crank,
Yeah.
and it just never pays off.
never works
It is
out.
not a good idea. All right, so that was number 4, no two-hand cranky. Finally, number 5, Professor, and you are a punctual person.
I am.
I mean, that's one thing. You and I both are. I don't think I've ever been late for something around you, and you've never been late for something around me.
Try not to be.
But number 5 would be showing up late to the boat. Talk about why that is potentially problematic. Especially, I mean, because some people will tell you, hey, can we start later, which is fine.
That's fine, yeah.
But why is it problematic if they show up late?
Well, here at Oregon Inlet, we have to play the tide a lot of times to get in and out.
Yep.
You know, mainly to get out. Getting in is not too bad. But to get out, and if you're running 30 to 45 minutes behind, I could miss my window to get through the inlet, and I might not have let you know or explained that to you.
Yes.
Because it's irrelevant to you. It's not for you to worry about. It's my job to get you over that bar safe. You know what I mean? And get you out in the ocean and get you
Right.
fishing. So I might not have mentioned that to you, but just because you're running 30 minutes late, it doesn't not only just affect your day, it affects everybody's day. Could have a lot of, factors.
Yeah, like second and third order effects, right?
that's right.
The other component is you're 30, 45 minutes late. There's oftentimes, with the best bite is that first 30, 45 minutes.
There's a morning bite, yeah.
And so if you miss that, because of being late, and obviously there's other factors. Sometimes we go out with other boats, it's like, it just different things that make a difference.
And it's your routine.
It's routine.
It's the boat's routine. You know what I mean? We get to the boat at a certain time. We leave the dock at a certain time. You know what I mean? And it's, it also could be a safety factor too.
Yeah.
A lot of different things.
Yeah.
Maybe I leave at a certain time to beat the crowd, or maybe I leave at a certain time to my little window to get in there. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of factors that you might not be aware of.
All that being said, we love our customers.
Oh, we do. I wouldn't trade the world for them. God bless them.
We're grateful for them. We're grateful for you because you all have allowed us to do this. Really, this guy here, I just talk a lot. And, we built this wonderful business and we have a growing brand because people like you from around the country come and you fish with us, and we try to make it a very hands-on experience, a different type of charter experience. And we hope you get to come on the boat, come on Speechless, go to speechlesssportfishing.com, book your trip. And obviously now that we did this video, Professor, people are gonna come on and say, we only got one cooler there, Professor, just like you said on the video.
Right.
But if you bring those 2 or 3, don't worry, we're not gonna say a thing. It's gonna be, we're just glad to have you on the boat.
That's right.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. Until the next time, everyone, stay salty.